Today, we'll explore a decisive and deeply transformative moment in the life of Saint Francis of Assisi, his encounter with a leper. That simple gesture and embrace marked the beginning of his true conversion. It wasn't just an act of charity, but a surrender of pride, a welcoming of others' suffering, and a profound identification with Christ. Get ready for a journey that will challenge your prejudices and open your heart. Before we start, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Before being known as the poor man of Asisi, Francis was the son of a wealthy cloth merchant. He lived a comfortable life, enjoyed parties, expensive clothes, and was well liked by everyone. But beneath that lifestyle was a restless heart. He was starting to realize that none of it truly fulfilled his soul. After some experiences in war and a period of illness, he began searching for something deeper, the meaning of life. Francis always felt repulsed by lepers. The smell, the appearance, the social exclusion, everything about it revolted him. They lived in isolation, avoided by all, seen as impure and punished. To him, it was unbearable. But God, in his loving pedagogy, was leading him right there, to the place where his faith would need to become real, incarnate. And that resistance would soon be put to the test. During one of his walks outside the city walls, Francis saw a leper ahead. For a moment, he thought of running away, as he always did, but something within him stopped him. It was as if the voice of God said, "Face what you fear most, and there you will find me." Moved by a strength he didn't understand, he got off his horse, approached, and embraced the leper, a gesture that changed everything. That gesture, which once seemed impossible, marked the beginning of a new life. Francis later wrote, "What was bitter turned into sweetness of soul and body." In that moment, he experienced freedom from fear, ego, and pride. True conversion didn't begin with grand speeches, but with a touch, an embrace, a step outside his comfort zone. From then on, he began to see Christ in every suffering brother. After meeting the leper, Francis began to see the world with new eyes. What once filled him with disgust now revealed hidden beauty through compassion. He started visiting more leper colonies, caring for the sick with his own hands. The nobility he once sought in palaces, he now found in the marked faces of the rejected. God was shaping him with a radical love. In that leper, Francis saw Christ himself. That embrace taught him that Jesus hides in disfigured faces, wounded bodies, and stories no one wants to hear. He understood that serving others was serving God, and that faith isn't confined to prayer, but is made real through action, through practical and embodied love. What does Francis' story have to do with us? Everything. Even today, we have our own lepers, people we avoid, judge, or prefer to keep at a distance. It might be someone who thinks differently, someone wounded, someone who challenges us. The challenge remains the same, to embrace what makes us uncomfortable and allow God to transform us in the process. Conversion begins when we let ourselves be touched by others. True love is demanding. It asks us to go beyond appearances, beyond prejudice, beyond fear. Francis shows us that love is not a vague feeling, but a daily, concrete, and often difficult choice. But in this radical love, we find true freedom, the freedom to be who God calls us to be, instruments of peace and mercy in a world aching for compassion. Just as it happened with Francis, God invites us to conversion every day. It doesn't have to be something grand. Sometimes, it starts with a simple gesture, like a hug. Allow yourself to step outside your comfort zone. Reach out to others with respect and love. See Christ where once there was only fear. And discover, like Francis, that what seemed bitter can become the sweetest experience of encountering God.